D.C. hasn't been this safe in decades, and I should know, I lived there for decades. Crime has plummeted across the board since President Trump deployed the National Guard there. According to the D.C. Police Union, carjackings are down 66%, robberies down 28%, violent crime down 15%. That's compared to 21 days prior. And we just got some very good news. The National Guard is being extended by the Trump administration until the end of November. If you first saw that the murder rate had gone down to 0 for a period of time as well. That rarely happens. But rather than celebrating this, the D.C. AG is suing over it. Here to discuss is Jonathan Turley, Fox News contributor and George Washington University law prof. Jonathan, now, the lawsuit states that the National Guard's deployment infringes on the district's, quote, sovereignty and right to self-governance. Your reaction to that line?
Well, the filing borders on the delusional. This is a federal enclave. The governance that controls in D.C. Derives from Congress. Congress is the governing authority. It then gave that authority to D.C. so that it could engage in self-government. But they can take back what they have given. And more importantly, as a federal enclave, the president has authority to deploy National Guard troops. This is not like a conflict in a state like California where governors can claim that they have to sign off on that. This is a federal enclave. It's a special place in the Constitution. The framers wanted the capital to belong to no one, to belong to everyone, essentially, for the same reason. And so Congress determines the laws in D.C. And so the idea that you would call this occupation or a denial of self-governance is really disconnected from the Constitution itself.
Other challenges, Jonathan, involving the administration's drug interdiction efforts, its efforts to enforce immigration law, getting massive pushback by litigants and activist judges. The case involving the Guatemalan miners, where they were going to be sent back, repatriated to Guatemala. They're called repatriation flights, not deportation flights. Nevertheless, federal judge says, no, can't do that, halted the flights, pulled the kids off the flights, and then said the injunction applies to all minors kept in custody under similar circumstances, despite what the Supreme Court had ruled about these nationwide injunctions. What of that issue?
Well, it does seem to run against the grain. The Supreme Court has really put a shot across the bow now of multiple district courts and said you should not do these national injunctions unless you can establish a national class action. And even then, some justices have said we're going to scrutinize that closely. And this seems to be bucking that order. The problem with this is that ultimately I can't imagine the injunction can stand with regard to virtually all of these individuals, these children. They are being reunited with their parents. Many of these children were sent over the border unaccompanied, and they are being sent back, and the parents have been contacted. So it's on pretty darn thin ice for the district court. Now, there can be a delay and there can be a requirement of some due process, but this is not what you would consider an ordinary deportation case. I mean, you have minors who ideally belong with their parents.
Yeah, all of them in question were sent across the border alone, which is in and of itself so horrifying. Jonathan, on the issue of using the U.S. military against vessels, marine vessels, presumably we knew they were on their way to the United States, intercepted communications the president referred to in the Oval Office. What about that as it relates to established law?
Well, this is a gray area when you have countries operating in international waters outside of their borders to protect their national security. Under U.S. law, this gang has been denoted as a terrorist organization. And of course, administrations in the past, even President Obama, have carried out unilateral attacks. President Obama vaporized an American citizen and said that he was a terrorist, and that's the end of it. So with people questioning this, they need to understand that there is a long history of American presidents carrying out these operations. Now, you can certainly object to this gang being denoted as a terrorist organization, but legally that is their status according to federal law.
Yeah, and it's unclear that the Supreme Court would second-guess the Commander-in-Chief, the nation's chief law enforcement officer's decision to deploy U.S. resources against a perceived threat to U.S. security. And the number of people who could be killed by these chemicals and these drugs are in the tens of thousands. But it looks like this case, once it's filed, will also make its way through the federal courts. Jonathan, we'll be tracking all of these cases, and we love having you on to unpack it for us. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.